So we tried to create a vending machine with graphic user interface
Okay.
using Java. And okay, I'll try to explain the code one by one. So from in the beginning, we made the class in order to just fundamentally set up the entire code. And then this is a constructor, and it is assigning name, price, stock, so that we can use those later on in this code.
Mm.
And this is to actually um, allow vending machine to take consideration of the decrease in stock, or else it will display errors.
Mhm.
And this thing is actually not complete, but we tried to connect our code to the graphic user interface, but it didn't quite work
Okay, that's all right.
out. All right. This is another class of vending machine. Um, to just these are like the outputs.
Mhm.
We try to come up with variety of results like money and revenue, those kind of stuff, which common vending machines don't have, but we just try to work on.
Mhm. Sure.
Okay. Next part, Hyuntae will do the yeah.
Sorry, I was muted. Continuing off with where David left off. Um, so first we have the vending machine class.
Mhm.
Um, of course, we identified the variables we need: money, revenue, and the array of beverages. So this is the constructor. Um, so when we run this vending machine, then the three sodas that we decided to have were Coca-Cola, Pepsi, and Perrier.
Okay.
So when we start, um, each of the vending machine instances will have cola, Pepsi, and Perrier that are 1200, 1200, 1600 each.
Mhm.
And this part is the stock. So
Okay.
yeah, so we have like five Coca-Colas, zero Pepsis, and three Perriers. And next we have the display. So um, well, we take from the part here,
Mhm.
the money revenue, and we print it out. Well, we were originally supposed to like print it out in like a label, but since we didn't have the GUI, we changed it back to system.println. Um, and it's supposed to show the money and revenue of the vending machine, and um, and public insert money in amount throws exception, and this is just supposed to check if you're able to insert the amount of money.
Okay.
So it's just checking if it's negative or positive. And if it's positive, then it's just going to ignore this, and this dumb money is going to be added by amount.
Okay.
And this is the order beverage method. Um, so it's going to check with the money that you put in and check if you have enough money to buy the beverage, like with the price.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, so like if it's smaller than the get price of the beverage, then it's going to say not enough money. Otherwise, it's going to give one, and then it's going to add on to the revenue of the vending machine, but take the money. Yeah.
Okay.
And next, Alex is going to explain.
So from the main class, we instantiate some classes that we had before, and we first display to show users to choose one of the options.
Mhm.
One is show display and insert money, order beverage, and lastly quit. So we get the command from users in the on the next line,
Okay.
and depending on the command from user, we had some options like first, yeah, just show display. We just show the display of vending machine, and next is uh, so users can insert money, and if they type in some integer value, we can stack some amount of money that they put in. And next case, we can order beverages according to the money they put in, and if users uh, users put in the some invalid input, like we only have 3 beverages currently, but if they some put in some error values, we can show some exception messages. And the last case, we just quit and basically turn down the scanner and some classes. And if just if users just put in some different values from what they have to enter, it just throws an exception. And yeah, this also shows that it is out of order if it does not match from the previous one. And this is also basically an exception. And this prints out when our vending machine is just finished working. Yeah.
Okay.
And this is just what we wanted to show in terms of graphics user interface.
Mhm.
But as David mentioned, we were not that successful in connecting with those codes. So yeah,
So,
it's
so what
just
kind of problem, I guess, were you having in terms of hooking up your GUI with the code?
Yes, that's the major problem we had throughout the course.
Right. So I guess I'm trying to understand. So was it the kind of thing where you were just having an issue like scheduling like an event, like when somebody clicks on a button, right? How do you catch that event and then actually execute the appropriate like callback, or what, I guess, where in your kind of investigation of trying to add a GUI, which, I think would have been obviously great, but, so what did you guys learn about in terms of the issues you ran into with trying to implement the GUI?
Um, we had some problems with scheduling. I think
Mhm.
we needed kind of more time to actually learn and how to like connect with it. Um, yes, and I think that was the major problem in our system projects.
Oh, so when you say scheduling, you mean like actual like planning in terms of how long it's going to take you to do code, not like thread scheduling within your application. Is that correct?
Yeah.
I see. Okay. So had you guys, any of you guys ever done work on a GUI or any sort of graphical program in Java in the past?
I have, but for this, since
Mhm.
it's a vending machine,
Mhm.
we wanted to kind of make like an animation, but
Ah,
then I've never made an animation before,
mhm.
so I think we kind of wasted time trying to investigate on how to make animation on
Sure,
the GUI. So
sure. Yeah, I mean, again, I'm definitely right. Animation is definitely, kind of one of the really fun things, right? When you're dealing with a computer program. And so, yeah, I think that's, hopefully you guys did manage to learn some things in there. I guess I had another question in terms of, so, right now as your vending machine is written, right, it's very kind of static, right? In the sense that, right, if you want to change, the drinks that you have, the price of them, or, your stock, right? If I wanted to restock my vending machine, right now we've got to actually go into your code, right, and recompile, right? So if you guys wanted to do something where you made it again, where it was a little bit more dynamic, where, kind of on the fly, I could, say like, okay, I want to put in, I know there's, say, 3 slots in my vending machine, and I want to be able to restock it with, 7-Up, charge, 1,500 won for it, and I'll put in, an initial thing of, say, 10 of them, et cetera, and things like that. How do you think you guys would have gone about doing something like that if you wanted to make it a little bit more generic and not so hard coded?
So you're talking about more flexibility in terms of like changing the options?
Yeah, basically. I mean, because like I said, right now, it's not even just that, your options are, Coke, Pepsi, Perrier, right? But right now, even if I want to change like how many Cokes are in the machine, right,
Oh,
I've got to actually go in and edit, right, your constructor, right, and change it from, like 5 to 6.
Oh,
Right. So right now the thing is, I kind of like the vending machine as it is right now, it's kind of, you load it up once basically, right, and then it goes. But then if you ever need to reload it, you basically have to take your vending machine down again and try something new. So I'm just, just as a kind of generic question for you. So how would things have changed if you had wanted to make it again so that it was a little bit more flexible, like you're saying, so that I could do things like, again, adding back, like Cokes to it, or changing the cost of my Coke or things like that, kind of on the fly without having to do a complete recompile.
oh,
we actually haven't thought of that. That would have been actually um good idea, because it would be more accessible to the users
Mm-hmm.
to actually edit out like the prices and the stock.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
mm,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
But maybe we could have added like maybe a reload button or something to like refill
Mm-hmm.
vending machine stocks, and
Sure.
then if we could have done like an event handler and access the variables within that instance of vending machine,
Uh-huh.
we could manually changed it with that button.
Sure.
But we didn't really think of that because we
Yeah.
were only thinking of the customers.
Sure. Okay, yeah, there's no problem that, again, I'm just kind of exploring kind of, yeah, things that, you know, if you were to extend this, right, like things that, you could possibly try to do, right, in order to, besides putting on the GUI, right, again, yeah, an animation would definitely be really cool. I honestly have no idea how to do an animation myself, but so just other things. For me, my coding experience is more very, I guess, functional, in the sense that, you write something that does something. It's not pretty, but it just kind of works. And so I'm just kind of curious again, what other things you guys had thought of. So for you guys, the main thing was thinking about, again, kind of this graphical interface where basically, so the person would be coming in, and so these would be the buttons, and then they would be basically putting in that they're putting in money, and then click one of these buttons in order to get like the vending machine to dispense it. Was that what your original plan was?
Yeah, that was it.
That was your original plan? Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. And then did your machine also do things like give change?
Oh, um,
I'll take that as a
unfortunately, we didn't write that in the code.
yeah, I mean, that's fine. That's fine. It's just, yeah. So I will know not to use your guys' vending machine unless I have like Beg One with me.
Oh,
Okay. No, that's great.
Okay.
Okay. No, I appreciate it. Does anybody else have any questions that they wanted to ask Alex, Hyuntae, or David about, their project and kind of how they went about it, and what types of issues they ran into. Going once, going twice. So, okay, thank you very much, guys.